So I'm studying indigenous languages in Jalisco, Mexico, and as much as I want to talk about current events because I live nearby where Manchito got taken out, I'm going to focus on positivity, reinforcing our identity, and building meaningful community. So where does the word michelada come from? For those that don't know, michelada is, a work of art of Mexican gastronomy. So if a Mexican person ever offers you a michelada or wants you to try it, they really like you, okay? It's like up there with pizza and tacos. So I had figured this out because I made a mistake when studying where the origins of Michoacan come from in the Nahuatl language. It's actually from the Mayan language. And since Michoacan means where the fishermen are from or where the fish are, maybe I had thought that michelada is related to that in some way. But it's not. So we break down the morphemes of michelada, which is michela helada, and we want to focus on the word chela. So when we look up the original meaning of chela in a Mayan dictionary, we find the word chel, which translates to a rainbow. But wait, how does a rainbow eventually translate to some kind of alcoholic drink? So we can observe some Mayan deities here where the rainbow is actually describing destruction, termination, or disease. It is not a good thing in Mayan cultures back then. So that's one connection that we're making. Obviously, we understand the history of Spanish conquest in the region, but these Spanish people also had blonde hair, they had red hair, they had blue eyes, green eyes, gray eyes, they were fair-skinned, different skin tones. So they were rainbow people. Now we can draw some parallels today. For example, in Honduras, it means someone with blonde hair or someone who is white. And if we look up the Spanish dialect in places like Guatemala, you can see that chele describes someone who has blonde hair, a beard, someone who's light-skinned or white. But how do we go from these destructive white folks to alcoholic beverages? Now, the indigenous folks had different types of alcoholic beverages based on their region, but it was a darker tone here in the Mayan region, for example, the balchet. And these rainbow people essentially brought these paler, lighter lagers here, and today we have these Mexican drinks that are very famous, Modelo and Corona, which are a nice golden color. So describing these chelas as essentially white people food is, not too far-fetched actually. Such a practice continues in Mexico today. For example, you can order a gringa, which is essentially just tacos with cheese because of Americans' affinity for cheese.
Take no quesadillas. Food over there. It's hot and there's cheese on it.
So when we have our michelada here, which is made with tomatoes primarily and other spices, again, these indigenous origin ingredients and something that is visually familiar to the indigenous, we get this michela helada. And I suppose if you have too many micheladas, you can cause destruction around you, right? So I think that's pretty cool. It's a happy accident here of me understanding a piece of history that I wasn't aware about. So hopefully you enjoyed that. And if you enjoyed this content, I invite you to check out my work. I think you would appreciate it. All right, folks, peace.